This is EG's here. Hope you're all having a great time. Retrothon. So on commentary, I have with me is someone who knows these Mega Man games as well as I do. Nate Torres, please say hi to everyone.
How's it going, RGL? How's it going, folks? Welcome on in.
All right, on the count of, I'm gonna do a small countdown, and I'm gonna start running this game. I'm gonna have a little break before I start Mega Man 2, and then we'll go from there. All right. So for the first game, I'm gonna start on Gutsman, and I'm gonna cycle around. And Nate will basically tell you guys the routes and what I plan to do in the run and everything. All right. So in a few seconds, guys, I'm about to get started. And countdown: 3, 2, 1. Take it away, Nate.
Alright, so folks, he's going to start with Gutsman here. So the category that ZG is going to be running is Mega Man Zipless, which there's a lot of different categories in this game. Primarily with Zipless, you can't do any of the zips, but the nice thing is you'll see during ZG's run that he's going to be doing a little bit of pause buffering, which you can play as a nice advantage with some of these screens here. So he's kind of going through this kind of like platforming section that this can get kind of tricky with Gutsman here. Very nice. So see, right here is a prime example of kind of a little bit of this pause buffering that he can kind of do, so he doesn't get knocked back with kind of these construction workers here, which makes kind of the speed run a little bit kind of interesting, kind of fun, and a little unique with that. Nice little health grab just for that extra security, which is good. Alright, now he's approaching the, getting towards Gutsman, the actual stage, the actual boss and whatnot. Interesting thing about with Mega Man 1 versus the other ones, going into that boss room, you actually have a couple enemies that you have to face before you see the boss, which is kind of a unique thing. And this is where you take advantage of this pause buffering with these kind of melon shots here. Simple thing enough is you just hit select. But you do have to have a little bit of swag, a little bit of skill into it. And got him. Very nice job, ZG. And Gutsman is done. Alright, so now we're going to be heading on over to Cutman's stage. Again, this is going to be kind of a nice little thing where you're going to take kind of advantage of a little bit of this, these pause glitches. More towards the second half of the stage. Definitely, you can kind of take advantage of a little bit of the iframes here. Yeah, this section is quite tricky with all these moving beams and everything like that, trying not to get hit and get knocked back, so CG's working really nice kind of going through this. Yeah, and then he's going to climb up this ladder. Surprisingly, that ladder is really tricky to get. It's kind of, Mega Man can get kind of stuck there, so ZG went through that pretty flawlessly, which is good. Yep, and this is where kind of we take advantage of a little bit of the glitch, a little bit of the pause strat there. So we're not taking unnecessary knockbacks here. Moving well throughout this. And we're actually going to be approaching towards the end of Cutman. Ooh, and a nice little generous eye guy there that he just managed to just kind of walk right underneath them. So surprisingly, that robot actually takes quite a bit of damage, so kind of gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room. So with Cutman, the boss, his weakness is using Gutsman's ability. So ZG is going to grab kind of that little brick right there, 2 hits, and he's out. Alright, so the next stage where we're going to go to is Elect Man. And what I personally think, if you kind of listen closely to this jam, definitely get your cat jams out. Kind of reminds me similar to a Journey song, if anybody is aware of like kind of the rock band Journey. It's similar to a Journey song. That's how I remember it. So in this stage, it's going to be a little bit unique here. Kind of towards the second half of it, ZG is going to pick up an ability called the Magnet, which we'll be taking advantage of throughout the rest of this run here. We got a couple of these blocks here, kind of moving blocks here, which these are awfully tricky to kind of get. We're actually going to go through this left path, which this left path is pretty tricky. CG makes it through pretty flawlessly, which is excellent. It's pretty hard to get that clip around that section there. ZG moving through Elect Man very well here. Yeah, these aliens with kind of these kind of elect kind of rays and everything can be kind of big knockbacks here. Alright, so ZG is going to kind of use Guts to kind of break through these blocks here to grab this Magnet ability, which is really a useful tool, especially kind of cruising through some sections that you really don't want to kind of take too much unnecessary damage. So it kind of creates this magnet beam that you can kind of have like a natural platform. And it's actually a temporary platform too. It's about like 3 seconds that it normally lasts, these magnet beams, so you kind of want to use it wisely. So you'll sometimes see like doing multiple chains just to kind of cruise through kind of a platforming section. Alright, and now we're approaching Elect Man, the boss room, but we gotta have to go through even more of these little electric beams here. ZG being really safe, which is not a bad strategy at all because Elect Man is not an easy boss, so taking his time, very good. And with Elect Man, he is weak against Cutman's ability. Ooh, just an unnecessary death. Elect Man being a jerk. Rats. Fortunately, you won't get automatically spawned right into the boss room. You have to kind of go through kind of this little section before you approach the boss stage again here. There we go. Excellent, and we make it through Elect Man. So unlike the other Mega Man games, Mega Man 1 only has 6 Robot Masters. So we're actually already halfway through this. So we're going to be heading on over to Iceman stage, which you'll see a big advantage of kind of these magnet beams that we're going to kind of use in this stage. And Zichi's doing really good with these those robots there. You have to hit those that enemy in the head. If you kind of hit the body, it actually breaks up into 2 different sections, which that can get a little frustrating, a little annoying. So as you see, Zichi just kind of making his way through using the magnet beam. Just had to avoid all those enemies in the water. Very nice. Now, similar with the Luckman, here comes more of these little, like, blocks, you know, that can be kind of a pain. Gonna take advantage of kind of this magnet beams here. And Zichi taking this extra refill here, which is not a bad strategy, especially in a race setting. Oh no! Again, these knockbacks is just pretty risky. We might have to take a little bit of the scenic route here, so let's enjoy our little surrounding. Oh shoot! These little beams that those platforms can shoot. A knockback on Mega Man 1 is pretty brutal. So. Yoku blocks there in a kind of a set pattern, and sometimes getting them, even like, you know, trying this like, you know, without using the magnet beam can be pretty brutal. So ZG is actually taking a personal death here to see if he can start right from the beginning, refill on that magnet. Iceman is not a easy stage at all, so it's you kind of, you know, definitely need all the abilities possible. So gonna save his magnet kind of for the second half of the stage, which is not a bad strategy. This. Rather be playing on the side of conservative. So with Iceman, what his weakness will be, it will be the Electman's ability, which we'll see that kind of coming up soon towards the latter half of this stage. So again, ZG's using kind of the magnet beam here. Platforms are just being just rude. How dare. Try to use some of the Yoku blocks here. See if you can kind of make through this section. Very nice backup strat. And he makes it through. Excellent job. There we go. That section is super duper challenging. He's going to take a little bit of this extra refill here. Thankfully, we're just approaching Iceman's stage here, so we don't have to worry about that section anymore. ZG's gonna switch over to elect. This section, you have some of these penguins. Nice little one-up there, grab there, one-up hype. So again, Iceman's we can get select. ZG's gonna take advantage of a little bit of this select pause strat buffer. And we are out of the stage. Let's go. So, interesting enough, we're gonna head on over to Fireman. You'd think, you know, Fireman's actually weak against ice in this game. Who would have thought? But we're gonna be taking advantage of using Iceman's ability in this stage that ice can actually freeze us some sections here. And ZG using kind of the nice little magnet beams there to kind of cruise through some of these sections without having to route too much around. A little bit of refill there, which is nice. Very nice. CG moving through really nicely in Fireman stage here. So kind of with these rocket bomb things, they actually, if you actually shoot them, its hitbox is actually quite large and actually can take quite a bit of damage from them. So ZG doing very well, kind of moving past those guys. So ZG taking advantage of the ice beam there, kind of freezing up some of those sections. And then actually will free some bosses in the animation as well right here. Again, ZG using a little bit of the select pause strat to get through Fireman there. And with just only one ice ability, it managed to clear him pretty well. So, excellent job. Alright, which leads us to our last RoboMasters before we head to Dr. Wily. We are going to be heading to Bomb Man. This is my personal favorite cat jam. So, I mean, with any Mega Man game, you get some bangers. You get some great music in it, great platforming. Yeah, with the Mega Man, it does have a lot of different categories, so if folks are interested in speedrunning it, there's zipless, there's glitchless, and any %, which has different types of qualifications with each of them, but, you know, it's kind of nice to get a lot of different varieties and a lot of different strats with a lot of different of these games here, so... doing really good, avoiding a lot of these unnecessary hits. Taking a little bit of the safe route here, which is not bad. Just kind of avoiding getting hit here. And taking advantage of the ice ability, kind of freezing enemies in place. Sometimes these Ninja Joes here can be kind of trolly, can kind of make your run a little unpleasant. So. And we are approaching Bomb Man here, which Bomb Man is weak against Fireman. With Fireman, you actually have a little bit of a fire barrier that kind of protects Mega Man a little bit, so ZG's going to take advantage of that. But you also can shoot Bomb Man as well. And we are through Bomb Man stage. Alright, so we've beaten all the Robomasters, and now it's time to head to Dr. Wily's stages here. Personally, best eyebrows in the video games. Those eyebrows winking. Very, very nice. So ZG's working well with using ice, kind of freezing these crushers, these eye crushers, so he doesn't have to take some unnecessary damage. Again, it's quite brutal the amount of damage you take with them. So he's going to use Elect to kind of push through these blocks. You can also use Guts as well. It's a little bit quicker doing it with Elect. You want to be careful with kind of those spikes there. It's instant death there. Nice little health drop there. Again, he's going to take advantage of the Elect, kind of pushing through these those blocks there. Alright, now we're going to kind of move with Magnet here. Just kind of trying to get through this section here. Taking a little bit of the refill there, just playing it safe. And we have to take advantage of Magnet here, kind of get through this section. This section is a little bit tricky. You can actually kind of soft lock yourself, that you have to take some personal deaths to get out of that section. Alright, so we're approaching the first boss of the Wily stages here. This section is the Yellow Devil, as they call it, which you'll probably see Yellow Devil in a couple other Mega Man games later in this event here. You'll see him in, I believe, Mega Man 3 as well. Yellow Devil's weak against Select Man, and we're going to take advantage of kind of the Select buffer here. And we get it in one chain. In one round, so very well done there, ZG. Makes the Yellow Devil less time consuming, that is for sure. Alright, now we're into Wily 2 here. Which, this part is actually really tricky. You got a lot of these enemies that, you know, you can take a bonk on against them and they can knock you right into this pit, so it's always good to be a little bit safe, kind of taking your time with this, because you can take some really unnecessary hits, unnecessary deaths. So we're actually going to start a little bit of some Robo Master refights here. We're going to go through Cutman. See a couple of these kind of reappearances of the Robomasters that we already went through between this stage and then the fourth stage of Wily. So we revisited Cut, and now here's Elect Man that we're being elect again. ZG taking advantage of Cutman's ability to get through elect pretty quickly. Very nice. Again, a lot of these kind of things, the knockback on Mega Man and Mega Man 1 is pretty dicey. That, like I said, that's the last thing you want to do is fall into a pit and then take an unnecessary death. Nice little one-up grab there. ZG taking advantage of Electman's ability just to kind of go through the whole, kind of clear these enemies here, and another one-up. Man, at least we got a nice little cushion of one-ups here. Just hopefully we won't have to use them. So ZG's gonna switch on over to fire, which leads us to our Wily 2 boss. Which, what's going on? Oh, there's this thing kind of coming over Mega Man. What? It's another Mega Man! Is this his evil twin? It's a clone! So we gotta kill the clone. So we're gonna take advantage of using the Fireman's ability. Which, there we go. Very nice job there, ZG. Alright, we're now going to approach Wily 3, which the music changes a little bit here, so make it a little bit more thematic. It's actually interesting. This is one of the stages that if you played any percent, there's actually quite an interesting zips you can kind of do to cruise through this section really well. But with zipless, you can't do any of those. You can't do any of these, any type of ladder zips or anything like that that can kind of cruise through the stage here. But this is a relatively short stage, surprisingly. So we're taking advantage of this water. This water actually pushes you quite a bit to the right, so you actually pick up quite a bit of speed, which makes this a pretty speedy stage. And we're already approaching the boss room, so. This boss room, you'll see these kind of bubble-looking things that kind of shoot these small bubbles that you can take some damage. So Siege is going to use kind of the Mega Buster. As they kind of come in a little bit more, they're going to slowly pick up speed. But we also have some bricks here, so we're going to use Gutsman's ability and finish them off really well. And able to clear through. Very well job. There's a little bit of a block duplication they can do with Gutsman right there, but it is super duper hard, super duper tricky. During a race setting or during any type of speed or anything, it's always good playing on the side of being safe here. So last thing you want to do is try to Mega Buster when those bubbles go really fast. So we're actually now in Wily 4, which is the last stage. So what you'll see is as we kind of go through this part first, we're going to have to approach some kind of tricky territory here, which is first doing some boss refights as well. So we did fight Electman and Cutman, but we have the other 4 Robo Masters that we have to do a little bit of refight. So going through kind of these sections here can be a little bit tricky. CG making it look very easy. Very nice. So ZG is going to be switching to Fireman, so now it's time to do some of the boss refights. So we're going to first tackle a refight of Bomb Man here. Making easy work of that. Very nice. So ZG switching on over to Iceman. We're going to refight Fire here. Fireman. Now we have back into Iceman, so ZG's gonna switch over to Lex abilities. And then the last one we have is Gutsman, which ZG's actually gonna be switching over to Bomb. We actually didn't get to see Bombman's ability, since he was our last Robo Master they fought, so drops the big bomb, actually makes pretty quick work of defeating Guts, so taking advantage of kind of that pause strat. Alright, now we're going to be approaching Dr. Wily's stage, ZG switching on over to Fireman, the Wily machine and Dr. Wily. There's actually going to be 2 phases that ZG's going to work through here, and taking advantage of that fire wheel. Making quick work of the first phase. Just up there. And that is time. GG ZG, everybody give some good GGs there. Very nice job. 30-22, good time. And that concludes Mega Man 1, Zipless.
Thank you guys, thank you Nate. To be fair, I had a lot of trouble with the ice area because I wasn't...
Ice was being so mean.
It was very bad. Put me way past my estimate. The death from Alec Man, I kind of expected because I didn't time the last hit on him, but yeah, I just wasn't getting the right timing with the beams on the Iceman level, and the stage just did me dirty.
But 30-22, not a bad time. That's really good in this category. So
thank you guys. So I'm gonna take 5, so I have time to switch over to Mega Man 2, and of course Nator's will stick around for that run as well. And so aside from a little ifs here and there with the run, I think it was a pretty solid run for the most part, right?
I think great. Yeah, I think it was a really good run. So.
Thank you, Nate. All right, so guys, I'm gonna take 5. I'll be right back, and then I will bring in some Mega Man 2 for you guys. So I'll see you guys in a bit.
All right, stay posted, guys.